black police officer who was fired for stopping a colleague from performing a chokehold has finally been vindicated by a judge 15 years after the events took place. Officer Carol Horn was on duty with Buffalo Police in New York when she responded to a call for assistance from Officer Kwiatkowski during a dispute between a woman and her former boyfriend, who she accused of stealing a Social Security check. The situation turned violent when officers attempted to arrest the man, who is black, and Horn found Kwiatkowski repeatedly punching him in the face. Seemingly in a rage, Kwiatkowski, who is white, put the man in a chokehold despite his plea that he could not breathe before Horn stepped in and forcibly removed him. In the wake of the 2006 incident, Horn was resigned, had to deal with departmental charges, and was ultimately fired after 19 years on the force. In order to collect her full pension, Horn would have had to be with the department for 20 years. The former officer repeatedly tried to fight the decision, but only recently found success after filing a lawsuit to vacate the firing following the death of George Floyd, which brought attention to police misconduct this week. Justice Dennis E. Ward vacated the earlier ruling that affirmed Horn's firing. In offering vindication to Horn, who is now 53, Ward essentially rewarded and of the former officer police career and granted her the back pay and benefits she had previously been denied, the New York Times reports. In his ruling, Ward wrote that the legal system can, at the very least, be a mechanism to help justice prevail, even if belatedly, and paraphrased Martin Luther King Jr. as he noted, "The time is always right to do right." In a statement following the ruling, Horn stated that while her vindication comes at a 15-year cost, everything she has gained could not be measured. She added, "I never wanted another police officer to go through what I had gone through for doing the right thing." A spokesperson for Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown said the city had always supported any additional judicial review available to Officer Horn and respects the court's decision. Following the events that led to Horn's firing, Officer Kwiatkowski said he had grabbed the former boyfriend around the neck and shoulders in a bear hug headlock from behind, after which he says Horn struck him in the face, pulled him backwards by his collar and jumped on him. Kwiatkowski was cleared of all charges in an internal investigation, and Horn was offered a 4-day suspension, which she turned down. The police department determined that her use of physical force against a fellow officer had not been justified, and she was fired in May 2008. The same year, Kwiatkowski was promoted to lieutenant. Even after Horn was fired, she continued to be affected by the ordeal, as Kwiatkowski sued her for defamation and won $65,000.